Yes, welcome to Abhidhamma class. So in today's lesson, we are going to study about the mind, matter, and concept as mentioned in the Abhidhamma Sangha and translation of the Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma. Actually, in this chapter 8, we have studied two methods. The method of dependent origination and the method of patana. There is plain in the conditional relationship in both methods, and because in former chapters or chapter 1 to 3, Abhidhamma Sangha analyzed the consciousness and mental fetter into different types and also discuss about their connection, how they arise together. And in chapter 4, it mentioned about the cognitive process, how the mentality arises. And chapter 5 mainly focus on the process-free consciousness, 3 types. Then about the mentality, explanation about the mentality is completed there in 5 chapters. After that, in chapter 6, deal with the explanation about the materialities. Then chapter 7 and connect to the categories, different categories mostly used in the Sutta. And all the mentality and materialities are analyzed in the different name. Then in the chapter 8, the author explained the connection in the way of cause and effect by 2 methods. The method of Paticca and the method of Patana. So we already completed both methods. But finally, it comes to explain about the concept actually, because the mind and matter already completed, but still the classification will repeat it in this at the end of the chapter 8 as a conclusion. Then this is the last chapter or the last lesson for the chapter 8. So in the next lesson we will study chapter 9 that mention about the meditation, the last chapter of Abhidhamma Sangha. So in this lesson, the last part is concept. So in this case, this is Abhidhamma Sangha text explained about the concept. So here mentioned that's the thing pertaining to the 3 periods of time. This test is conclusion of the Patana. So Patana method. So in the Patana, and also we can see in the dependent origination, and the realities are explained, and some are included under the 3 period of time, Dekalika, present, past, and future. And some are timeless. And timeless, timeless are Panyati and Nibbana. Concept and Nibbana are timeless. And internal and external. Also some are internal, some are external. And conditional reality and unconditional reality. So Nibbana is unconditional reality. And these are analyzed in the Patana method, indicating what are the really connections. So, and for example, in the Aramana Pachaya, so the concept and the reality of both mind and matter are included in the classification, different classification. That's why if we roughly conclude on all the Dhamma, all the Dhamma in the Patana, and we get the three concept, mind and matter. Other than that, there's nothing. That so the classification will come here. It's already introduced in lesson 2, Samudhi Sajja and Pramata Sajja. So Samudhi Sajja, conventional truth, and Pramata Sajja, ultimate truth. All the way of our study, we have focused on the Pramata Sajja, ultimate reality. So including Nibbana, then the four mental aggregates. For mental aggregate, if we see it in brief classification, consciousness and mental fetter. These are four mental aggregate, and the matter as aggregate of materialities. In this way, there are 5 aggregates. Out of the 5 aggregates, there is one more ultimate reality, which is called Nibbana. This is not included under the classification of aggregate. And also it is called the unconditional reality, while the 5 aggregates are called the conditional realities. Then the last one, remaining one is Panyati. Then Panyati also I have introduced in the lesson 2, Atta Panyati and Nama Panyati. So Atta Panyati, the concept as meaning, and Nama Panyati, concept as name. So meaning and name, and both of them are just concept, not ultimate realities. Then here, the consciousness and mental fetters in 4 immaterial aggregates, and also Nibbana. So including Nibbana, we can see the 4 mental aggregates and Nibbana. They are 5 kinds of immaterial called Nama. So if we call the Nama and Rupa, Nibbana also included as under the name of Nama. So we get the 5 kinds of Nama. 5 kinds of Nama. And Rupa is matters and the concept. So this is a 3 categories. We can summarize all the teaching, all the and Dhamma in the conditional relationship of 24. So if you will study the 24 method of conditional relationship as a patana, it will be very large. But if you like to summarize them, you can summarize by 3 names of concept, mind, and matter. This is how we can classify in realities and the concept in the 3 categories. Okay, so let's study more about the concept. So here we can ask the question: how are the 4 immaterial aggregate, mental aggregates called Nama? So the meaning of Nama is something bending toward the object, or something being an object, it bends the others toward themselves. And this is the Pali word Nama expressed the meaning expressed by the Pali word nama. So in the sense of bending, namana is the four mental aggregates are called nama because they themselves, consciousness, mental fetter arising together, they recognize the object. That's why we can understand, it seems, the consciousness and mental fetter arising when they arise and they bend toward the object. They bend toward the object. In this sense, or in this meaning, we can call the four mental aggregates as a nama, under the name of nama. And another way is in the sense of causing to bend, causing to bend. So when they become an object, so when our mind know the mentality itself, the object mentality, it can be the cause to bend the mentality that takes them as an object. So, for example, if we recollect our consciousness, how our consciousness is arising and passes away, or what kind of consciousness arising in my mind, what kind of mental fetters. At that moment, mentality is an object. That object mentality causes another object, another mentality to bend toward them. In that case, we call it namana. So namana and namana. In two sense, in two meaning, and four mental aggregates are called nama. This is as explained in Abhidhamma Sangha. Then for the case of Nibbana, Nibbana cannot bend toward any object. So only second reason, it can cause, being an object, it can cause the other mentalities, mental aggregates toward itself. So only for second reason, we can call Nibbana as name. So Nibbana cannot bend toward any other object because it in the simple statement we can say Nibbana cannot take any object, but Nibbana can be object, can be an object. So it can be an object of the supramundane consciousness and Chittasika. So when the Lokuttara Chitta, supramundane consciousness, arise along with the mental fetter, associated mental fetters, then these mentalities bend toward the Nibbana and taking Nibbana as their object. At that moment, on the other side, we can consider Nibbana being the objective predominance condition. This is Aramana Dipati. You may remember in the Patana lesson. And being an Aramana Dipati, so Nibbana cause the mentalities to bend itself. That is why we call Nibbana as a nama. So in this way, four ultimate realities of the mental aggregate and Nibbana, together we can understand five mentalities, five kinds of nama. Okay, so then here, as the last part of chapter 8, the Acharya Anuruddha, the author of Abhidhamma Sangha, text discuss about the concept. So although the concept is not included in the ultimate reality, because it is conventional realities, so they are still included under the Abhidhamma, because the text Puggala Panyati, among the 7 types of the Abhidhamma text, Puggala Panyati it discusses about the different kinds of individual. Actually, according to the Abhidhamma teaching, there's no individual in ultimate sense. Only mentalities and materialities arising and passing away in the process. But if we recognize and this is an individual, in the conventional sense, we cannot reject it, the existence of individual. But there's no individual in ultimate sense. So still need to discuss in the Abhidhamma teaching about the individual from the conventional sense. So Acharya Anuruddha not let him miss the explanation of the concept. He briefly discussed at the end of chapter 8. Okay, so it mentioned in the text of Abhidhamma Sangaha, except the mentality and materiality, the remainings are called concept. The concept can be divided into twofold. And the first one is the Atthapanyati. Yeah, Atthapanyati. By the meaning, the Panya Piyatthati Panyati, the concept as that which is made known. So actually concept which is made known. The meanings conveyed by the concept. So concept, if we talk about the concept, is the name. When the conceptual understanding come to appear, our mental process as an object, the meaning come to appear, and that is short. That the meaning is rebuilt by the conceptual understanding, not ultimate things. And that is one type of concept which is called Atthapanyati, the meaning. Another one is we named on this based on this concept, and we give a name, and the name on the specific meaning. This meaning, by this meaning, we call this name. That this name and designation are called the Nama Panyati or Sattha Panyati, or Nama Panyati, the name and meaning. So here, Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi explained by the example. So the notion come to appear in our mind. This is the meaning. The meaning, what kind of meaning is 4 legs, forest domestic animals. So a kind of animal. The meaning, when we consider about the animal, this kind appearance come into our mind. The certain physical feature and traits is the concept as meaning of the term of dog. Before, nobody named this kind of animal as a dog. Let's consider. When we collectively keep the ultimate reality of mentalities and materialities of the dog here, the animal, and collectively keep in mind, then the meaning comes, or this is the meaning, this kind of animals. But without dogs, also we can keep. But later, in order to easy to transport the meaning, then we name that animal as a dog. So the name of dog is second type, the Nama Panyati, and the meaning of notion, that is Atthapanyati. So these are not existing in ultimate sense, but based upon the ultimate reality as a shadow, they come to appear in the mind, and we name as a dog. this is how the Pannadhi, the concept, come to appear in the world. So the meaning concept is, which is made known, which is made known. So meaning is subject to make known. Then the name concept which makes known. So later on, when we learn, when we hear the dogs, when we hear the dogs, the name of dogs, all the meaning here, although the meanings, the notion is in the meaning are not transferred, but come to appear in the mind after hearing the dog, the name of dogs. So this is how they appear in the mind. So then let's continue to understand two types of Pannadhi and with the example. So here Atha Pannadhi and Nama Pannadhi. So the first type of Atha Pannadhi, meaning, focusing on the meaning, which is made known, classified into there's seven types here. And the first one is Santana Pannadhi. Here Santana is form. So Pannadhi is concept. So the concept corresponded to the form of which is called the formal concept. This the Santana Pannadhi. And here the example is land or mountain. Or in the case of mountain, you see, the mountain is a group of materialities, material substance, in the form of stone or earth, or they appear in the specific form. We call that is mountain, or in the flat form, we call it is land, and etc. We can whatever things, in the appearance of the form, it comes to appear in the mind. That is called the formal concept. On the other hand, the first type is called the Santana Pannadhi. The Santana is the order, so keeping in the order. So ordinal concept. So corresponding to the ordering of the things, ultimate realities. So the same example here, land or mountain. So in the mountain, this is the substance of the collectively called the stone, and keeping in the order, in the solid shape, it is called the mountain. And keeping in the order in the flat form, a flat order, this is called the land. So, but if we analyze all of them, penetrating into intrinsic nature, there's no mountain, there's no land, only the group of materiality are in the appearance of form, or in the appearance of the orderings. So this kind of Pannadhi come to appear. This is called Santana Pannadhi or Santana Pannadhi. The second type is Samuha Pannadhi. Samuha is collection. So Samuha is collection. That's why it's called the collective Pannadhi, collective concept. Then, for example, the house. The house is the collection of certain materialities for the wall and the roof, floor, and all materialities are collected in the certain form and certain format. Then it becomes house, and also chariot or cart. The wheel and the part of the chariot and cart are collected in this specific position. They are called the Samuha Pannadhi. If we uninstall all the parts of the materials of the house, there's no more house, and also no more chariot, no more cart. So whatever thing due to the correlation, it appear. Without the correlation, it disappear. That is called the Samuha Panyati. It's not the ultimate sense, only the conceptual sense. And the third one, Satta Panyati, being concept. So we call the beings or individual. For example, this is the person or male or female or man or woman. On account of 5 aggregates, we call, or this is 5 aggregate. So if we analyze by way of ultimate sense, only 5 aggregates, no individual, no woman or no man. All the material substance and mentalities are collected, and under the concept of beings or living beings, this is called the Satta Panyati. Satta is living beings. So there's no individual in ultimate sense, but in the conceptual sense, we have the man or woman. Then another one is Disa Panyati. Disa Panyati is local concept. Local concept is locality or direction. For example, east or west. So there's no east or west in ultimate sense. Only the sun or moon, come to appear from which direction, and we recognize this location or this direction is called the east or west, etc. And that's why this also one kind of the Panyati direction. And if you say the eastern area or western area, that's locality or that's location also not really existing due to the concept it come to appear. Then number 5 is Kala Panyati. Kala Panyati, temporal concept. So the unit of time or time period of time is not really existing, but some considering about the time as a reality is confused. So according to Abhidhamma, Theravada Abhidhamma, the time is only conceptual truth, not ultimate truth. Morning, so which time period, in which 8 hours to that hour we call the morning in certain times. And the morning in the human realms and the morning in the Taodensa realm different because we have a different unit or time to measure the morning. So the morning, the time is not really existing in ultimate sense, just the conceptual sense, or noon or week or months, etc. Then Akasa Panyati is spatial concept. Spatial concept, this is also another critical point of space. So time and space. In other tradition is counted as the real existing phenomena. But according to Theravada Abhidhamma, Theravada tradition of Abhidhamma, both of the Kala time and the Agasa space are concept only. So this Agasa concept, the space is not perceptible matter. So device of perceptible matter, for example, in the world or cave, if you go and try to touch, so you cannot know by your sense this in the ultimate sense, the object of ultimate sense cannot be found. Just device of the perceptible matter. So this is called the space. Wherever you you open the door or open the window, then the space come to appear. So if you are thinking this is full of the wind elements, because around that the wind element flowing, and if you consider still existing of the wind element, there is not really space, and between the two cluster, material cluster, we can say that is space. This is a kind of materiality. But here the space, this space refer to the conceptual space. So world or care come to appear due to the absence of the perceptible matter. Then when we feel no more space, or when you close the door, there's no more space like this. And the last one, nimitta panyati, the sign concept. So the sign is related to the meditative development. So due to the development of more concentration, the meditation sign come to appear in your mind. That also not really existing in ultimate thing, due to the power of the meditation and development, the concentration, they become appear in the mind. This is also just a concept. In this way, 7 types of concepts are explained in the Abhidhamma Sangaha in chapter 8. So here it mentioned that although they are not existing in the ultimate sense, they can be the object of consciousness. So it means the consciousness can take the concept as its object. How, although it is not existing, how it can be the object? That in the form of the shadow of ultimate things. Because without the ultimate reality, the concept itself cannot be possible to appear. So based upon the ultimate reality, the concept come to appear in our mind. So you see all of them connected to the ultimate thing. So considering that and as a form or shadow of ultimate things, not really existing, the concept is, but the ultimate reality are really existing. That is why the ultimate things are like an individual and the concept are shadow. So being in the form of shadow of ultimate reality, they come to appear in the mind and represent as the object. So then the concept can be understood as the fashioned by the worldly convention. So worldly convention, and now related to the supramundane things. So only a worldly case. So the world, the people or even the animal, they can make the concept, this kind of conceptual knowledge, and even they can name this kind of appearance is called our master, our owner, or like this. And they are called concept because they are thought of or reckoned, understood, expressed, and made known on account of consideration. A consideration only, or this is the first type, which is made known. This related to all 7 kinds, related to the meaning. If we consider about the any of these 7 kinds of concept, and we can conclude as all are meaning, all are made known by the notion or by the name. This is the first type of the concept, the atthapanyati. So let's move on. The second types are nama panyati, concept as name. So that made known. So that after giving the name, this name reveals the meaning. So this is a kind of nomenclature. So that's according to the specific area we name. But sometimes this is called by this name in this area. For the religious term we call, but for the biological term they call another name. So even in one subject, we can give a different name from the different area of understanding. But if we conclude, we can get the 6 kinds of nama panyati, 6 kinds of name. And the first pair, only one side, only one direction, the vichamana or avichamana. Vichamana is real. So matter, this is a name, matter is name, but the things is really existing. So materiality, this is called matter. So if we identify by their nature, this is really existing. But what we call matter, it is a kind of name. Name given to the reality is called the vichamana panyati. And for mentality, it is called feeling, perception, consciousness, etc. All related to the ultimate reality, really existing. And that is called vichamana panyati. Then avichamana panyati, this is also direct one. Then land or mountain, they are not existing in the ultimate things. And that's why they are not real. So if we call, this is the group of maturity, so just come to the touch the maturity only, but not the land is existing in the ultimate sense. Okay, so the third one is vichamanina avichamana panyati. So this concept is unreal, but it is given by means of real. So unreal means the possessor. As an individual, there is no possessor. But if we talk the possessor of sixfold direct knowledge, so actually the direct knowledge is the abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is one of the kinds of the power consciousness. So emphasizing in the wisdom faculties. So that wisdom faculty is really existing in ultimate thing. That's why this is the real. By these things, by the mean of ultimate reality of direct knowledge, the individual is called the possessor of sixfold direct knowledge. That is why this kind of concept is called vichamanina avichamana panyati. In conclusion, the indicated substance possessor is not really existing. But if we analyze the other people by means of 6 direct knowledge, so this possessor is classified as a certain classification. So this is called the third types. And another one is avichamana vichamana panyati. So vichamana, the really existing the voice. So the voice is real. But this voice, not the pure name of the voice, is come with the unreal one, which is called the woman. So woman's voice. In that case, the woman is unreal. So by means of unreal woman not really existing in the ultimate sense, the voice is given the name. That's why avichamana vichamana panyati is woman's voice. And in both sides, vichamana vichamana panyati, the name comes to express the certain in reality, which is called I consciousness. So I also really existing, not physical, the I ball or the ultimate sense, the I sensitivity. Then I, the consciousness is another ultimate reality. So the consciousness arises based upon the I sensitivity is called I consciousness. In both parts of the this name are really existing in ultimate sense. That's why this is called Vichamanina Panyati. And the last type, Avichamanina Panyati. So kin son. So in the daily life conversation, we use this kind, kin son or that person's son, who is son. Like but that in both sides, the father and son are not really existing in the ultimate sense, just a group of 5 brigades. So that's why unreal, by means of unreal. So kin son. In this way, you can include different names under the respective categories of the consciousness, the concept in nama panyati. Or so this is this is second type, which make known. And why is called the which made known? What make known? So when you hear kin sounds, the appearance of the prince come to appears in your mind. The manifestation come to appear in your mind. Or I consciousness. What does mean I consciousness? Both realities or the consciousness based upon the I is appear in your mind. In the same way, the woman's voice, what kind of voice is called woman's voice? So this name bring the meaning to appear in your mind, bring into your mind. That's why this kind of panyati is called the concept as what made known. Okay. So here's the conclusion process of Abhidhamma Sangha. Yawachiko Sanusarina Sota Vinyana Vitya. Bautanantaropana Manodarasa Gochara. Ataya Sanusarina Vinyayandi Dadopara. Sayang Panyati Vinya Loka Sanketa Nimita. In the page 328, you can see. Okay, let's follow the translation to understand. Here, we hear the sound of speech. It's talked by someone. At that moment, the hearing process is I consciousness. The process of I consciousness, according to the cognitive process. So as soon as you hear the sound of speech, ear consciousness arises. Process of ear consciousness arises through the ear consciousness. Then the concept is conceived. The concept is known by your mind. In the process of mind door. So we see 2 processes. The first process is ear door process. This is included under the 5 door process. Then later on, when you know, or when the concept come to appear in the mind, that is in the mind door. It means it come to appear different door, because ear consciousness just take the sound as it is object. We already discussed this several times in this lecture series. So the object of the ear consciousness is just sound, not concept. Then when we know the concept through the ear consciousness, then this is the concept, and the concept is come to appear in the mind door, not in the ear door. Then that mind door process arises after the ear door consciousness process. So at the beginning, the ear door consciousness arises taking the sound as it is object. Then it is followed by the mind door process, taking the concept as it is object. But these come in the sequence. Then after that, the meanings are understood. And this is the shortly expression how the concept come to appear, or how we know the concept in the ultimate in the process of ultimate reality. This is the short description of the Abhidhamma Sangaha. Then the concept is can be understood as a function by the worldly convention. So worldly side of convention, not accident. And it is ultimate things. Okay. Sorry. So in order to understand, let me explain. Following the Mahakanayo Sayadaw, this is a famous scholar in Myanmar. Mahakanayo Sayadaw's explanation in 4 processes to know about the meaning of the goal, the word goal. This is not English goal, it's G-O, goal. Pali word goal. And the meaning is calm in female side, or the male side is called ox, but actually it is kind of cattle or animal. So okay, when the sound or God is someone speak of God, at the moment we hear present sound in peak, they are come to touch our ear sensory. This find that impingement of sound and eardrum, or you can say the ear sensitivity, according to Abhidhamma terms. Impingement of the sound and ear sensitivity. At that moment, the sound is present. That impingement cause to arise the eardrop process, Sota Dwara Viti. Then the Sota Dwara Viti first arise, then cognizing the present object of sound. At the moment of eardrop process, the object of sound is still in the present. At that time, we don't know the meaning of the count or ounce. We just hear. Then because the mind process is very fast, that's why it just pass. Before we cognize the meaning, the process already gone, keeping the present sound as it is object. Then, just after the eardrop process, second process run in the mind, that is mind door process. Taking the past sound, still this is the sound. So the past object of sound just perceived in the eardrop process. So eardrop process taking the present sound as it is object and gone. Then the mind door process following that eardrop process still continue to take the same object, but it become past. Because we already understand how long does it take, how many mind movements run in the eardrop process. So until the end of the object and the sensitivity maturities, this process take place. At the end of this Sota Dwara Viti, the object also no more present. That's why the following process of mind door process, Manodwara Viti, it takes the same object, but it becomes the past according to time period. After this, we don't know the meaning. Then, as a third process, still mind door again run in the mental process. But in this case, it grasps the concept of name. Or we hear God. The name of God come to appear. The first time we cannot, we just hear, and the first time hearing of the God, and this is the name, but we don't know exactly what it means. Then still the thought process in this sequence, and the mindful process take the concept as name, nama panyati, as it is object, then disappear. Then for the fourth process, the mindful still. So the fourth one, take the meaning. So it means after full process running, we know the meaning through the hearing of the word, the sound go, or dog, whatever you hear. You think, oh, this is instant understanding, You don't need to take time, you're thinking, but still need to take time according to the ultimate sense of process. But it is very fast, too fast to recognize. That is why you think, well, as soon as I hear, I know the meaning. So now we can understand and how the name and the meaning come to appear in the mind by passing the process by process. So in this case, there's another understanding. So by the phyto process, we don't know exactly, by the phyto process, just recognizing the object, the present object, the indo process we just see, to reveal the meaning, to recognize the meaning, it needs times and also need more process to take place. And this is how on the name and meaning or the concept come to be as the object. It means come to being known in the mind. Okay, so this is what we have to know about the concept, mind, and matter as a conclusion of the chapter 8. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Sadhu, Bhante. Thank you very much. Bhante, there are no questions sent in. We'll take question from the floor or the chat box.
Okay, Janice, thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Okay. Dear Sador, we would like to introduce the Abhidhamma concept in our children and youth classes in simple language. Could Sador suggest to us some appropriate approaches to help the children to understand the topic effectively? Thank you, Sador. Sadhu.
Okay. So in this case, to let the children understand about the concept, which is not really existent. So you can use some teaching assistant tool, that like a sense door or like this. You can use it. So this is called the samuha panyati, or like this, the collective concept. So as long as they are collected in this way, you see, and by this name, this is a door, and then when you change in other form, this is no more. If reality, something is really existing, it will not change in this way. It will not disappear due to this kind of action. It will disappear according to their nature. Every ultimate reality also come to appear and disappear in the process. So that's why you can use this kind of the I say that the things to support them understand, or whatever you can show this is called in this name, under this name. And also if we recite or if we speak out this name, this kind of form come to appear in your mind. This the concept, just a conceptual knowledge. What you know, something really not existing. But if we change the form, or if we change the order, or if we uninstall no more existing, this is the way how we can introduce the concept to the children. So also, for example, the books, if we take off all the paper from the box and we spread there, no more book, but still we can say this is the paper, change to the form of the paper, or the collection of the paper. And if we make the piece and then just become the trash, and like this, you can introduce them in this way. Okay, let's recite the inspiration and share marriage. So please repeat after me. Imina punya kamina.
Imina punya kamina.
Mami bala samagamo.
Mami bala samagamo.
Satam samagamo hotu.
Satam samagama hotu.
Yawa nibbana patiyam.
Yawa nibbana patiyam.
Idami punyam.
Idame punyam.
Asavakaya vaha hotu.
Asawakaya waham hotu.
Idami punyam.
Idame punyam.
Nibbana sabachayo hotu.
Nibbana sapachaya hotu.
Mama punya bhagam.
Mama punya bhagam.
Tavasatanam bhajimi.
Sabasatanam bhajami.
Esabe.
Esabe.
Me samam.
Samam.
Punya bhagam labantu.
Punya bhagam labantu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.